Hi folks, this is another presentation brought to you from my friend Bobby Pugh's art studio. This is video number 187 and the title is Bob's Art Part 4. This first picture Bob sent me in 4 steps. This first step has a light blue background with a lighter wisp of blue randomly. The main subject of the painting is a dog sitting up reading a book. The dog and the book are both facing front in the picture. Painting has been roughed in. The dog is a lighter tan. His ears are laying on each side of his head in a darker brown. Paws are roughed in, one on each side holding the book open. And the book has highlights on the top indicating pages. In the second step, he's defined the muzzle, a little bit darker colors to give it the shape. The nose is pretty well defined with a little lighting, and the eyes have been defined. The outline of the ears is more defined as well. I didn't expect this switch. The dog is not only more defined, you see his neck wrinkles and his eyes a little better, but he also has a lot of white hair. This is an older dog. White muzzle, a little white on top of his head, a little white sprinkled amongst his face and the curves of his ears. The finished product is pretty cool. The dog is now wearing a pair of glasses resting on the bridge of his muzzle. His eyes are a little more defined. He's got a little more white around his eyes, eyebrows. And the book has a title, How to Teach Old Dogs New Tricks. And it's from Bedtime Stories for Dogs. He even has a lot of white around his paws. And that's well done, because I'm sitting here looking at Jake, who's going to be 15 pretty soon. Bob went a different direction again. Background on this painting is like an orangish tan. But what he did was paint a painting inside a painting. It has a dark brown frame and a string hanging from the top. And the title of the painting is High Tide. It shows a wave breaking over, kind of in a curl, that's splashing out of the picture out into the room. A little more description. Left-hand corner of the picture in the picture is kind of black at an angle, 45-degree angle, and then it goes up to a dark green. Then there's the sky is like white to a light blue. And the wave that's breaking over out into the room is really defined. You can see the flow quite strong. And the splash out into the room is a little bit bigger. And there's a lot of medium blue and white highlights. Pretty nice. Bob has made another rendition of Santa Claus holding a snow globe ornament. It's pretty much the same as the last one. Created one for his sister, and the second one, I believe he said it's going to be auctioned at a silent auction at the church bazaar. Bob has revisited his egret standing among a couple of rocks at night. This is what he gave me last, with the city on the shore way off in the distance, slightly reflected on the water. There's a tall pointed rock to the left of the egret, and a small scrubby one along the, just sticking out of the shore water. and then the egret, and then there's another little scrubby rock. Egret's standing facing to the right, and his feathers are pretty well defined for a night view. Bob has added quite a bit more to this one. He has those little rocks that were sticking up out of the water, reflecting on the water, coming towards the front of the picture. There's some scrubby grass growing on those rocks. And he put a bigger rock in the front that the egret is actually standing on. It too has some grass puffing up out of it, and everything is reflected in the water coming towards the front. It has the egret reflected in the water. There's a couple little dabs of light blue showing a little surface motion. Looks really nice. He signed it, so I guess this is the last version of the white egret at night. Well, I was wrong. He added a little bit more to the egret picture. He's got like little mounds of dirt sticking up out of the water, or black rocks, and each one of them has some greenery growing out of it. And he's covered a little bit of the reflection off the egret coming off the rock. So it looks pretty good. This painting's in two parts. Bob sent this to me. He told me no matter what it does with it, it looks like a koala bear. Supposed to be a black bear cub. So I looked at it and gave him a little input, and he modified it a little bit, and now it looks a little better. Actually, it looks a lot better. Because on this picture, the cub's back is swayed way down. Black bear spines are pretty straight, and his eyes had a lot of brown around them. Black bear eyes are pretty much black. So he's hanging on some nice birch trees. He's got 4 or 5 birch trees in the background, and a large one is hanging on in the foreground. In this second part, he stiffened the back some and darkened the eyes and a little bit of the muzzle area. Looks pretty good. This little black bear cub hanging on a white birch tree. This next picture is of a campsite. It's what appears to be a kind of a fog-laden lake off in the distance. Off on the shore, there's a couple of trees to the right that are leaning out over the lake. Another big one that's partially hidden off to the left. There's a kind of a pointed dome tent to the left side of the campground. There's a couple, looks like a mother and child sitting in the glow of the campfire. All you can see is their backs and the glows on them from the campfire. And they got a nice pyramid type campfire going. And there's a shooting star streaking across the night sky. And the fire has put in a nice glow all around the campsite. Well, the second part of this campground scene really pops. Bob did a lot with the lighting. A lot of highlight on the trees and the tree trunks. A little more around the campground. The tent color is kind of brighter orange. It really brought it to life with the addition of the highlights. Looks really good. Of course, you have the shooting star, and he's added some smaller twinkle stars, if you will. Yeah, really nice, calm, serene campground scene at a lake somewhere. Pretty nice, Bob. Pretty nice. There's only one shot on this picture. It's the background is all orange. And it's a teddy bear. Now, Bob gets a lot of his ideas or tries to do things to mimic some of the artwork he sees in some of the training classes on YouTube. And I believe that's where this came from what he told me. This is a good, beautiful teddy bear. Real fuzzy, and the fuzzy outer parts of the fuzz are a light tan, and towards the depth of the fuzz is a little darker tan. Very big fuzzy ears. Inside the ears are medium brown. He's sitting with his legs spread. Bottom of his feet have 4 buttons on each foot, holding like the leather or whatever material would be for the base of his feet. And he has a teacup sitting on the floor between his legs, and he's holding a teapot, pouring tea into the cup. The bear's face, muzzle is like a oval pink. Beautiful black nose, and a center bottom lip up into like a wave-like smile. And the black eyes of the bear are just perfect. Got the white highlights on the top. It just shines. When I saw this, I asked Bob if he was looking to do a child's storybook, because this would make a great cover. This is really, really nice. Well, this concludes part 4 of my friend Bob's art. I don't know when I'll get some more. He's a little tied up with health issues right now that involve really specialized chemotherapy. So if you would, put in a good word for him. And as always, I wish everyone all the best.